we start now?
The middle?
Yeah, we can cut whatever.
So yeah, like whenever you like feel the need to like cut or go over something, we can always just stop.
Yeah.
We
Alright,
don't want to make you feel uncomfortable or anything like that.
yeah.
Just whatever you're free to tell us, we're fine.
Okay, so our first question is, can you tell us a little bit about Ty?
So Ty is my son, and he was born on September 18th, 2013. And at first, you know, we were expecting a normal, healthy baby. We didn't know that anything was going to be wrong, and within 24 hours they alerted us to, he wasn't crying, there were just things, he had a palsy in his legs wouldn't relax, and he had a firm grip on your hands. Like if you held him, he could hang there, which is really weird for a baby to just be able to grasp and not let go. So they wanted to give us an MRI, and once they did the MRI, they found out that there was lots of things that were missing in his brain. So he had a genetic malformity in his brain, and it was very, very rare. There's lots of other conditions where it's not as deep as it was, and so they basically said that his life would be very short and he wouldn't survive infancy. So that was the health of it, but basically he was a beautiful baby. He was so peaceful, so just, I mean, almost like a living angel, just perfect. Everything that we found out about him that was imperfect, we thought was perfect. So for 24 days, we enjoyed life with him, from going on walks, singing to him, dancing, and doing as many things as we could just to, you know, give him the highest quality of life that we possibly could.
How did you go about treating Ty before the Lexi Kasian Foundation came by?
So the Lexi Kasian Foundation unfortunately didn't get to use any of the stuff that Ty was going to need. So the Lexi Kasian Foundation supplies physical therapy equipment free of charge. You can rent it out before you purchase it. Everything that these children need, from wheelchairs to high chairs, is really, really expensive. So they offer that free of charge. It's called Lexi's Closet. And that's what we were looking at for some of the things that Ty would need. And they also give grant money, and then things for families, so the support for the families. That's how we were introduced to Lexi Kasian, just other families that were going through similar things, kids that had intellectual and physical disabilities that were in infancy or young children.
And our final question, I think, is what would Spirit Fest mean to you?
So the reason I asked to be a part of Spirit Fest is just because this year approaching, obviously September would be Ty's first birthday, and I will never be able to have a birthday party for my son. But this is an event where everybody can celebrate his life, and they can also aid in the cause of the same things that we felt, just the love of being around children or being around, you know, your friends. Many people have family members that have some sort of disability, and they don't want to change that person, they love them. So providing an atmosphere where everybody just shares that love, that hope, that beauty, and of course family. And Stevenson is my family. I went to high school here. Don, Ty's father, went to high school here, and this is home. I've been coaching. I was a part of NHS. I've been teaching here for 13 years, and everything that I am, I owe a lot to Stevenson High School.
Okay. I think that's really good.
Wait, I actually have another question. Is that Miss Albert? Hey, Miss
Okay.
Albert.
Go ahead.
So, what was your favorite memory with Ty? Or like, yeah.
So Ty always, he made these faces, and we called it like the ooh face. Like everything that he did, when he'd have a reaction, he just pursed his lip, and we would say, because obviously he wasn't old enough to talk, but we were just like, ooh, because he just like pierced his lips. Or when he yawned and just stretched open his mouth so wide. And also one of the things, I mean, being a scientist, like you learn these little things, and he could roll his tongue. So, you know, that's a genetic thing on whether you can roll your tongue or not roll your tongue. So he was able to roll his tongue.
Okay. That's cool.
Miss Alma, do you
I
have
feel like
any
my
questions?
answers were really long. Are you gonna be able to
Yeah,
get
that's fine.
like
Oh,
things
yeah.
out of it?
We'll
Yeah.
probably
That's
be able to
perfect.
splice it, yeah.
Do you have any
They're changing all the
questions?
questions up.
No, but like they're like, you know, what about Ty?
What do you
And then
like
I
about
like
Mr.
spoke
Erdman?
for like 5 minutes and
Can roll
then
his tongue.
Yeah.
That's what we're gonna do with it.
Do we have anything else?
So how has the Stevenson community really helped you through this whole process?
well, part of after Ty was born, obviously it was traumatic for my family. You know, we were expecting a healthy baby boy, and some of the first people to reach out to me was Stevenson High School, and there was just an overwhelming amount of support, not only from the staff, but especially my students. I got multiple emails from my students that, you know, they just reached out to me and said, you know, we're here for you. And even throughout the school year, you know, there were times when I was just still devastated, and my class would understand and tell me that it was okay, and just, you know, or when there was a story that I was telling about Ty, they weren't scared to hear it or to ask about it, and they just really made me feel like I had a son, you know, and it wasn't something that I had to erase.
Is there like a message or anything that you learned that you would want the Stevenson community to know?
I think one of the greatest things that I learned from Ty is that all of us do have perfect imperfections. And I think one of the things that is really important to me, you know, people say things like, I don't understand how you get through this. And I think the biggest thing is that you use everybody around you, and you know that on the days that you don't have the strength, everybody else will provide that for you.
Thank
Any
you.
questions?
Thank you very much.
No.
You guys good?
I think that was a lot.
Very good, yeah.
I think we have a lot of material.
Yeah.
Thank you so much,
Yeah,
Mrs.
thank you
Ward.
very much.
No, thank you. You guys, have you seen the website? It looks awesome with this stuff.
Yeah, thank you.
Wait, which website?
The Stevenson
Stevenson
one, they put
website,
up
yeah.
all the stuff and the logos on there, and you guys did a really good job with the logo. I really like the logo.
Could you see the blurb that we put yesterday for each of you?